the pressure who no book. If you don't have no education, people treat you like a book.
In my last lesson, I looked at finding ratio given total. For example, St. Jago High School raised £1,800 for charity. The school council decides to share the money between food for the poor and housing for the elderly in the ratio of 4:5. How much did each charity get? So here we're given the total amount of money that's going to be shared. So that is given the total. And we're told the part that is going to be divided into. Our question is, how much money is in each of those parts? So first of all, we know that they're going to share the money between food for the poor and housing for the elderly. We know that they're going to be sharing it in the ratio of 4:5. Now we're given the total amount of money. So I'm going to write T there for total. The total amount of money that we're given is £1,800. That's what's going to be shared. And we know that it's going to be shared into 9 parts. One charity is going to get 4 parts and the other charity is going to get 5 parts. So the question is, how much does each of these charities get? Now, if the 1,800 is going to be shared into 9 parts, 1,800 divided by 9 is going to give us 200. So 200 is going to be 1 part. So we have found 1 part. But this charity had 4 parts. So 4 times 2 is 8, so that's going to give us 800. And this charity had 5 parts. 5 times 2 is 10, so that's going to give us 1,000. So the answer is, food for the poor would get 800 and housing would get 1,000. So food for the poor, I'm just going to write food for the poor, is equal to 800 and housing is equal to 1,000. So that's what we looked at last time when we were given total. Now we're going to do something different today. In today's lesson, we're not going to look at when we're given total, but we're going to look at finding ratio when given difference. So finding ratio when given difference. So we're looking at difference in ratio. So here is a question. Marcia and Denise receive a bonus in the ratio of 7:4. Marcia receives £6 more than Denise. How much does Denise receive? Now let's look at the information we're given. We know that it is being shared between Marcia and Denise. We know that Marcia got 7 parts and Denise got 4 parts. We also know that Marcia got £6 more than Denise. So you notice Marcia had gotten 7 parts, so she would have gotten more than Denise because Denise only got 4 parts. So we know in this case we're given the difference. We know, so I'm going to write DI for difference. We know that the difference between these two is 3 because 7 take away 4 is 3. And we know that the difference in the amount that Marcia got was £6. So what do I do from 3 to get to 6? Times it by 2. It means 1 part was 2, because if 3 parts is 6, because 3 parts is the difference, she got £6 more. The £6 more, if you can look here, it means that £6 more is the same thing as 3 parts more. So 3 parts is £6. So 1 part is £2. So all we've got to do now, 4 parts, if 1 part is £4, 4 parts is going to be £8. 7 parts is going to be £14. So, and if we look, we realize that this is 6 less than this, or this is 6 more than this. The question was, how much did Denise get? So our answer is Denise got £8. Denise got £8. In this question, Courtney, Floyd, and Giovanni share the profit from their business in the ratio of 8 to 7 to 11. Giovanni received £1,800 more than Courtney. How much does Courtney, Floyd, and Giovanni receive? Now let's pick the information from the question first. We know that it's been shared between Courtney, Floyd, and Giovanni. And we know that it's in the ratio of 8 to 7 to 11. So that's what we know. We also know that Giovanni got 1,800 more than Courtney. So because this is the parts, let's look at how many more parts does Giovanni get more than Courtney. So 11 take away 8 is going to give us 3. So the difference, when you write DI for difference, the difference in parts between these two is 3. And we know that that difference was 1,800. Because that's what we're given. We're given that this person, that Giovanni, got 1,800 more than Courtney. So the difference between these two is 1,800. But what's the difference in the parts? The difference in the parts is 3 parts. It means that 3 parts is 1,800. So all I'm going to do now is to do, what do I do from 3 to get to 1,800? I'm going to times by 600. So I multiply by 600. If I multiply by 600 here, I'm going to multiply by 600 here. I'm going to multiply by 600 here. And I'm also going to multiply by 600 here. Now, if you notice, this is 1,800 more than this. The question was, how much does Courtney, Floyd, and Giovanni, how much did each of them get? So the answer is Courtney got 4,800, Floyd got 4,200, and Giovanni got 6,600. So just putting it in a table will help you to identify or to see what is going on more clearly. Now let's look at one more question. In this question, Sophia, Varia, and Vincent share the winnings from a class raffle in the ratio of 11 to 9 to 5. Sophia received 42 pounds more than Vincent. How much does each student receive? So let's look at who we're talking about. We're talking about Sophia, we're talking about Varia, and we're talking about Vincent. So let's use VI for Vincent. We know that they share the winnings in the ratio of 11 to 9 to 5. Now, the other information we're given is the difference. We're told that Sophia received 42 pounds more than Vincent. So let's look at the difference then. So I'm going to use DI for difference. The difference between 5 and 11 is 6. And we know that difference, that's the amount more, that's a number of parts that Sophia got more than Vincent. And that number of parts was valued at 42 pounds. So 6 parts was 42 pounds. We can use that to get our answer. What do I do from 6 to get to 42? Times it by 7. So I'm going to times this by 7. 7 times 5 is 35. I'm going to times this by 7. 7 times 9 is 63. And I'm going to times this by 7. 7 times 11 is 77. The question was, how much does each person receive? How much does each student receive? So we know then that Sophia received 77 pounds. Vincent, not Vincent, Varia received 63 pounds. And Vincent received 35 pounds. And if we check that, we will see that 77 take away 35 is going to be left with 42. So here we looked at when we're finding amounts given difference in ratio. So what you do, you just pick the information out and put it in a table. We're talking about Sophia, we're talking about Varia, and we're talking about Vincent. The information that we're given is how much more one gets than the other. So from looking at this, we can see that Sophia got the most because she got 11 parts. This person got 9 parts and that person get 5 parts. We are told the difference between these 2 parts. So we know that Sophia got 42 pounds more than Vincent. And if we look at the parts, that means 42 pounds is going to be 6 parts because this means difference. So 6 parts is 42 pounds. That means 1 part is 7 pounds. Times that by 7, I get 77. Times that by 7, I get 63. Times that by 7, we get 35. So this is what we do when we're asked for difference in ratio. The best way to do it is to set out the information in a table form.
If you not have no education, people treat you like a